Hi friends, welcome to this week's art video. I really loved seeing everyone's cave art that they turned in. Still waiting on seeing a few more, but the ones that I did see looked so great. We made a handprint and put symbols just like real people did back in the ancient times. So let's get started. So here's an example of what we did last week. We put our hands on the paper and then we made outlines of our hands and then we colored around them or we colored inside them. So what we're going to do today is we are going to draw a very special animal that existed long before people ever existed. So people and dinosaurs never actually existed at the same time. They're actually much, much, much older. So the specific dinosaur that we're going to draw today is this one back here. This big, long one with a long neck, which is called a Brontosaurus. So here are some facts about a Brontosaurus. The word Brontosaurus actually means thunder lizard, which I thought was pretty cool. So this giant dinosaur lived around 150 million years ago. So those handprints and that cave art that we saw last week, that stuff was only around 15,000 years old. These dinosaurs lived 150 million years ago, right? So that's way, 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 way older. As you can see here, I don't know if anyone here has ever been to a museum, the Science Museum specifically, but here is a picture of a Brontosaurus where the scientists and archaeologists, they found the bones of a real dinosaur and then they put them together and you can actually go visit it at the museum. So another cool fact about the Brontosaurus dinosaur was that they hatch out of an egg, right? Just like a chicken. But their eggs are about a foot long like this, right? So they actually start off fairly small, but then they grow to be humongous. Another cool fact is that the Brontosaurus was an herbivore, which is kind of similar to a vegetarian. I don't know if anyone here is a vegetarian, but this dinosaur only ate plants and vegetables. So, but they had to eat a lot of plants and vegetables to maintain its humongous size. So as you can see here, here is about how big a regular person is today, a human, compared to the size of a Brontosaurus, right? It would be so scary and crazy if we actually saw one of these in real life, right? It would be so much bigger than us. So we are going to draw ourselves a cartoon Brontosaurus, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Look, you can see here that he's eating leaves, right? Because he's a vegetarian. I'm going to show you how to break down the dinosaur into simple shapes, which is going to help you draw all kinds of other things. It's kind of similar to when we drew a lion. We drew the lion on its side, or from the side view. It's going to be kind of similar to that. And then when we're done, we can add our own design, color, and background. Okay, so let's get started. Everybody get their art materials out. I'm going to show you on my whiteboard. So when we start drawing pretty much anything, whether it's a person or an animal, we always start with the biggest part first. And when you think about a dinosaur, the biggest part of the dinosaur is its body, right? It's the center part, all right? So since the Brontosaurus is very long instead of high, like a T-Rex, those ones stand on its hind legs. So those ones are tall. So if I was doing a T-Rex, I would probably have my paper like this. If I was doing a person, I would probably do my paper like this too, because a person stands up, right? On its two legs. But since this dinosaur walks on all fours, I'm going to have my paper like this because it's more wide than it is tall. All right, see how that makes sense? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is start with the body. And the body's going to be kind of like a long, wide oval shape. Okay, so kind of like that. You want to make sure you have enough room on both sides for the neck and the tail. All right, so we have an oval. So the next part I'm going to add are the legs. Now remember, especially my kindergartners, most of my first graders know this, but that we don't walk on sticks, right? Animals or people's legs, they're not sticks. They have a thickness, right? They are shapes. So you wouldn't just have it be like that, right? The animal would probably fall over if its leg was that skinny. You're always going to turn it into a shape, a closed shape. So this is the bottom of its foot. And I'm going to come up like that. Okay, so that's kind of like a rectangle. It's rectangle-ish, right? So I'm going to do one on the other side. Another leg. Okay, now how many legs do brontosauruses have, right? They have 4, not 2. So you're going to want to show all 4 legs. So I'm going to do another one next to that one, and then another one next to that one. You're always going to want to leave a little bit of space in the center for its belly. Okay, now I'm going to add more shapes on top of this one, or connecting to the body. So which side is the head and which side is the tail? I think I'm gonna make this one side the neck and the head. Okay, so they have this long neck, just kind of like a giraffe, right? So we can eat the leaves from tall, tall trees. So I'm going to connect it by coming up here. And then I'm gonna do the other side of the neck like this. See that? And then I'm going to just close the shape with a curved line, kind of like a C. So it kind of has a small little head. Okay? Oh, that's my dog. Then maybe you can add a face, or whatever you like. Okay. So now we're going to add, oops, my dog is eating a book. Okay. So now you're going to add the tail. All right, it's gonna be the same way that you added the neck. All right, you're gonna connect it to its backside. So you're gonna start kind of up at the end of its spine or its back, and come down like this. And then you're going to stop right there at the end of its tail, and then you're gonna swoop back up with a line that goes right next to that line. Watch how I do it. It's skinnier at the end, just kind of like a lizard, and then it gets thicker as it comes up. See that? Great, so that's it. So this is a really great trick if you're using a pencil. If you're not using a pencil, you're using a marker, then you won't be able to erase. Or if you're using a crayon, you won't be able to erase. If you're using a crayon or a marker, you're just gonna color over these lines, okay, to make it look like it's one whole piece, because definitely, you know, everything is connected. Naturally, you wouldn't see a line here or here where the all the shapes connect, right? But if you're using a pencil, or like me, I'm using a whiteboard to show you this, what you can do is you can erase those lines where the neck connects to the body. See, so it all flows together. Then I would erase this line over here. Then you would do the same with the legs, right? Now notice that I didn't erase the line for the back leg. That's because when you see an animal from the side, you see 2 legs on this side, and there'll be 2 other legs on the other side. So the belly line of the belly is in between, but that's a little bit complicated. So see if you can do it like that. If not, that's okay. Just try your best. Okay, so we have our Brontosaurus. So after this, Then we can just get creative and draw our background, however you want to do it, right? Maybe you can draw a lake in the back, some trees, an interesting sky. I'm going to show you my finished one. Right now, I added lots of colors to it. Notice that I picked all different types of colors. I picked green for the grass in the foreground. I put some water, some mountains, sky. I put some funny trees. I can put any kind of trees I want because it's my picture, right? And so for my first graders, remember when we talked about value? And value is the lightness or darkness of a color. So how do you think I got this nice, these nice dark purple spots on top of this medium purple color? I used the same crayon, but what I did was I just colored in the whole dinosaur a nice medium shade of purple. And then I took that same crayon and I just pressed really hard on top of that to get a nice dark purple on top. So you can get 2 or 3 different shades of a color from one crayon. Okay, so give it your best shot. I can't wait to see your dinosaurs, and good luck.